Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, this is Chef again coming at you guys with this weekly recap review. Okay, I know we still got one more day left for market open, which is Friday, but I wanted to, just do the recap today being Thursday. Market's almost closing. We got like 30 minutes into market closing, but I want to go over like the importance of why I chose the weekly watch list and the results of some of these had you only followed this weekly watch list all week. Most of the time when you look for a play, not every play has to play out on that specific day. Sometimes a long play or a short play can happen 2 to 3 days later on a breakout when it comes to a range, right? And that's kind of like one of the things that I talked about in the last video. The last video talking about a drop base rally or a drop base drop. Okay, so we had options on a couple of these, and for some of these, I'm just going to go back and show you exactly what happened on the hour time frame, because our time frame shows it just a little more clear and kind of shows where you could have entered and took profit and things like that. So starting with UPST, UPST was one of the ones that had a nice range, and the 4-hour alerts from 117 and then 115.30 were the bottom alerts and top alerts. Top alerts 128.50, 129, and then of course without the target. So everything's from the weekly watch list posted in various platforms. But let's look at it. Look at PST Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So yesterday PST had basically a $10 move all the way into the target of 134. Okay, it hit the high right here of this wick, and then that's when it got rejected and then came back down. Gave opportunity to get back in right at open for that little scalp. So you could have traded UPST all the way to the top on the breakout. Either one of these levels here, you could have used this pre-market because the pre-market was tight. You could have used the high of yesterday, the day before, and then still took it long over that range breakout, causing it to push all the way to that 134.40 level, right? So UPST gave you an opportunity to go long on it twice. Okay, there was actually no setup here in between on Monday and Tuesday. So like I said, some of these setups can be patient plays and they don't have to happen until later, right? Because sometimes they come down and they come back in and then they push through, right? All right, so that's UPST. Definitely gave an awesome day yesterday. So here we have CRM. CRM was another one that I was watching, and I'm actually in this position right now. I'm in a July 23rd, I believe, for a 247.50 calls, and you're probably wondering why. Well, if you go look on the 4-hour for CRM, this was one of my biggest plays that I've been watching for, and like I said, it doesn't have to happen right away. That's why setting alerts is very, very important. Some of my alerts already popped off for this just because we hit over 246 level. All right, so I'm just going to reset some alerts now so you guys can see that it's very important to make sure you keep up with those. Okay, so 245, 246.20 is the area that I wanted to see break over this here, but it keeps getting smacked down, and I think I'm okay with holding a longer position just because it's a starter and it's a real light position. It's not heavy, because once this starts to break out to the top, then for sure I will add on over 247, right? And then if it wants to break over that 248 level, then for sure I will continue to add more, and therefore taking the breakout to the top side. So CRM really didn't give much opportunity to trade this for the long side or to the short side. But even if you use like the pre-market levels, you can definitely trade it up and down. The price action on this is pretty awesome. Your resistance on top, so automatically you enter into some puts. But then on the bottom, there's lots of buyers still here. And then even today, gave an opportunity to trade it to the top side. We traded to the top side here today. So plenty of opportunity to trade this up and down for sure. I just want the bigger move, which I want the breakout to the top side. So it doesn't have to happen. It can definitely reject tomorrow, and tomorrow can be the start of a put play down to this like 241 level. So again, This one was not a bigger mover, but definitely gave you opportunity to just go up and down, but not according to the watch list, okay? HD. HD was one of my biggest winners for the swing play. This was actually real nice. So this happened on Tuesday. We were in already from like a couple days before on HD. I was loading up on multiple positions here for the swing play, and this is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that rally to the top, and then the first target hitting already. So HD is still um, fairly decent for the long play, and if it wants to break tomorrow over this level right here, this like 322, if you want to just play it safe, it definitely can continue into this next target of 327. So that would be a nice $5 move right there to the top side. So remember, don't miss out on HD. So this one was definitely a nice long swing play. Really no reason to sell yet with having time on it. But I like to sell into strength, and I definitely took this one right here around this 320, and then trail stopped right here like this 317 on my last contract. So the profits were big enough, so that was pretty cool. So that's HD. The other one was low. Was one of the other bigger runners that we seen this week as well. And same thing happened on Tuesday. This actually broke out on Monday, so we were able to day trade some on Monday, and we also same thing. We swung it into the weekend, and then we ended up taking profits on low, and then scaled out some more over here at this like 196 level for low. And today we're at the 196 again. So if it follows along with HD, definitely has room to the top side again. It can definitely reach the second target, which would be like this 198. Okay, so make sure you follow up on this one for low. All right, so the other one is SBUX. Unfortunately, this one I got stopped out on calls. I know a lot of us got stopped out, so which is not bad. You know, one out of like, tons of swings, it's not bad. For this one on Monday, ended up just dropping all the way to this bottom. Came down Tuesday, Wednesday came down, Thursday, today it just had a rocking day. So the 113 level is still your long trigger for SBUX, and it has good potential. I think we just got in way too early and it just couldn't really push, but now it has that strength to actually start building up top. So I think I might enter another position tomorrow for a swing play, just depending on where we at tomorrow. So keep this one in mind. So this one, it could have automatically been a short position right at open, but we ended up taking that loss, so it's okay. But this base here, 112.50 and then 113. 113 is your safer entry to the long side, and 113.50 for more of a breakout continuation. So I would prefer to buy the dip around 112.50 and 113. Anywhere down here would be a good area to get in for another swing play. All right, for Trip, same thing. Trip, I ended up taking a lotto play. I really don't count this as a win or a loss. It's just basically, one of those plays that you kind of gamble in just a little bit and kind of enjoy the ride. For this one, it was an automatic rejection right at open on Monday, and it dropped into support. So this one, had you traded this this specific level here, you could use this as a support for the 240 and then start taking it long up here. You could easily grab a nice dollar move to the top side for a trip. So remember that whenever you guys have a trigger level, like let's just say it's a level for a short position. Okay, in this case, it would be right here dropping down to the bottom. Unfortunately, it did not drop and it ended up holding that support. You can use that same level to give in for calls. Okay, you don't always have to look for the short side and for it to break. You can look for the reaction and for the price action to come into that one stock, whatever it is, and to create it to go back up, to create some demand, to create some supply on the top, whatever it is. Those levels that are trigger levels, they don't have to just be for that specific direction. It can be either direction. It can be for long, it can be for short, whatever it may be. Okay, so always remember that just because it's a short doesn't mean you have to short. So if it bounces at the short position, then you definitely use it as a support. Okay. So remember that. Okay, so that's Trip. All right, so the next one was PG. Yeah, PG was a nice one. We took almost 100% on this one, which was pretty cool. Friday into Monday, we ended up selling into strength around 136. So again, here goes PG, right? We're kind of flat, but yet we're holding the levels right above, right? And this did a nice retest. It pushed up, came down, and here's your retest at the 134. The 134 level was the area that we had entered on Friday, and we swung it into that 136, which was the 135 calls that ended up being in the money. So again, you go look at those same levels that you entered at, and watch the price action and how it's going to react. Here, PG had a nice green day, and you could have swung it again on this day, took it to the top of like 136, ended up taking profit. And look what's happening now. It's just cooling off here. It's definitely having a red day, no doubt, but it's still showing a lot of value, and it's still, it's still kind of, trending back up. So you can definitely buy dips on these because they're value stocks, and they're not stocks that, intraday they're gonna just trend up nice. They move a little different, so you got to be a little more patient with these type of plays. So before you get into any play, know the characteristics, and how they move, and the option contracts and all that stuff. Okay, every stock, it's unique in its own way, and every stock will move differently from other stocks. Okay, all right, the other one. Hopefully you guys all had a nice green week. Today's the first of the month. So a lot of great potential everywhere in the market. All right, so for AAL, I was really looking for airlines to recover, show some recovery this week. Okay, unfortunately, it did not happen that way. Most of the airlines ended up dropping down and continued to the downside. Something that I said on the weekly watch list. Not on just the weekly watch list, but also in the video, I said I am not going to short AAL. I will leave that up to you guys. But I did give you the level of support, which was right here, this 21. Okay. So this is the pattern that I like to see continuously play. This is a drop base drop right here. Okay. And then how do you figure out like where your next target is going to be? Well, I did that on the 4-hour time frame, all right? So this is kind of what I did for you guys, so you guys can see it, and I did this on the live video. So all today I'm doing is just a simple recap. So look at all this support. This is why I did not want to short it, because of all the support that's here. And I'm using the bottom support of this 21. All right, here's your support. And I was really hoping we hit these 3 targets on the way up. But the great thing is that now we're at a good deal, and it's holding this support. It bounced on it perfectly yesterday. Okay, and then today I was able to trade it on the break of this high right here, which was like your 2140, and then the pre-market like 2150. Okay, so I was able to take it for the retest of this like high right here. I ended up taking profit right here for like a nice 8 to 10%, which is not bad for a small ticker. If you go multiple contracts, your profits can be pretty nice. This one gave a lot of opportunity for the downside. You could have swung it with puts all the way to 21 and took in profits on here on Tuesday. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we ended up popping up, and then Thursday today we cracked to the top, and that's what I played. I played the call side on AAL today. Okay, so definitely a lot of room for a lot of put plays and call plays. Had you followed this weekly watch list and had you done your own homework on this one, you would have been green for this specific stock every single one of these days. Okay, so that's AAL. And then last one was Uber. All right, so for Uber, we had this nice resistance right here at this like 5150 area, 5170, 52. And this thing just went up on the, I think it was like right at open on Monday. So caused a little fake out right here. Usually this happens to a lot of stocks. They they tend to push up right at open, at market open, and next thing you know, sometimes they just, you know, straight up smack down, and then stop everybody out because if nobody wants to play the call side, and then everybody's getting out of their calls, creating a lot of fake outs. So everybody's like a domino effect. It just comes straight down. So it kind of sucks. But for Uber, if you traded this, you probably took just a quick profit there on Monday right at open. But even then, I wouldn't count this as something that triggered, just because it was that quick fake out. But you know, the price action on this is just kind of still coming down. There's really no breakout level to the top yet, so you really don't get anything here. It's a smaller mover, like I said. I still gonna keep the alerts over this 52 and 51.50 area. I want to make sure that we start trending up. So look at all this resistance right here, all that supply for Uber. That once we start to break to the top side, we're definitely gonna see a bigger move to like 54 target, potentially all the way to 58 and 60. So we never know what it can do. But just remember that when we have a breakout of a bigger supply, the move is a lot greater and it's a lot better. So it's more of a clean breakout. So, you know, this is kind of what I wanted to show you guys today. And, you know, /ES, the market SPY is like making these all-time highs. We're at 43.10 for ES right now. We have IWM just trend changing, and NQ, you know, at 14.606. So the market is looking pretty good. It's just a lot of, you know, questionable opinions and theses on a lot of people, you know, thinking that we might come and have a market crash or something like that. But in reality, if you guys think about it, you know, how many people are getting into short positions and how many of them are getting stopped out? They're getting stopped out because we're still trending to the top side, and that's what creates that domino effect. That when you start to start to load up on short positions, and then market makers come in and they start stopping you out, it creates a bullish trend. Therefore, like, all the calls are green and all the short positions are getting wrecked on all sides, therefore creating more of a bullish momentum to the top side. So this goes across the board. When you try to short something, just because it's, you know, overextended, like a lot of people say, you're gonna get stopped out and market makers will come in and try to take you out. So please be careful when you're trading in this market. You know, hedge. When you hedge, use it as a safety net. Don't use it as a position that you're gonna, you know, take some huge profits on. You know, because you should be in calls when the market is green, and you should be in puts when the market is red, and then vice versa with your hedge, right? Calls or puts, whatever the direction may be. So just a reminder, guys, stay focused on what you're doing. Stay focused on your watch list. You know, don't jump around too much. Look for setups that make sense. Therefore, you're more structured and more disciplined. And had you guys all follow this watch list that was created, you know, for this specific week, I think you could have came out, you know, with a solid green portfolio. But if you didn't, then maybe ask yourself why. You know, go back and, you know, adjust the way that you're trading based off your watch list. You know, ask yourself, what is my style? You know, ask yourself what fits to my type of emotional balance, you know, my work balance, whatever it is, your lifestyle balance. Put it all together and create a watch list that's going to be perfect for you and only you, because your lifestyle is not the same as mine. Your account is not the same as mine. Therefore, giving this watch list different types of setups that can help you grow your portfolio. And that is the purpose of this weekly watch list, so you guys can stay consistent and follow the same ones all week. They don't have to, like I said, they don't have to break Monday. They don't have to break Tuesday. They can happen Wednesday and Thursday. You guys saw UPST. That one ended up breaking yesterday, right? HD and low, they just been trending nice. So why even sell them, right? You should be in swing plays, right? Well, as soon as you enter a swing play, you make sure you trail it, okay? Don't leave it there running and think that, hey, it's going to be okay. And, you know, next thing you know, you're in the red, okay? So make sure that you're trailing every single position once it breaks, once it hits the trigger level. Because, you know, for example, Here is UPST, right? And then let me just go on the 15. Sorry, this computer's a little slow. It's like slowing down in the middle of a recap. That's awesome. So whenever you get a trigger level, okay, you don't ever want to take it and then just let it go. You got to remember to set alerts as soon as it starts moving up. If your first candle, whatever time frame you're on, is green and the second one does not follow through, just get out. Okay, make sure you come out of those contracts green. There's no need to be waiting for that second target or that first target. All right, there's no reason for that. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on with this TOS. All right, let's see. Let's try this again. And then let me just show you guys real quick, just so you guys can get an understanding of what I'm saying. For example, right? Nothing ever has to be a swing trade, okay? With the market conditions, it's a little hectic. So here, right? Let me just give you this example here. All right, here. Let's just say you took it long over this piece right here, okay? Yeah, sorry guys. This laptop is a little slow. I don't know why it's slow today, but it's slow. So here, let's just say you entered right here, right? At 125.78, and you let this thing go all the way to 128, okay? Technically, your stop loss goes at least halfway, okay? So you'll be in the green, all right? Once you pass 128, you let it go again, and you just move up your stop loss like two or three candles, and you're basically trailing your position, okay? So you're already green. You're green. So if there's more green than red, stay in the trade, right? And again, you push it up all the way to 134. If that thing stays above 134, you use those same green candles to trail stop there. So technically, you would have trailed stop on this position, or you never would have until this happened here. Basically, the end of the day, it ended up coming to the downside. So you could have definitely took in a nice trade here. And remember, it doesn't have to be a swing trade. Okay, you trail the position all the way to the top side following the levels. That is what we do as traders. We trail positions. Okay, we don't let things go super red. All right, especially if you entered and then next thing you know you're red. Like how do you go from green to red? The stock is supposed to do that, not the portfolio or the position. Okay, so remember that. But that's just a quick example so you guys can get an idea as to how to utilize that watch list. You don't have to swing trade. You can literally get in there for the day trade. Get in, trail it, let it go green, and once it goes red on that little trend, just like it did here for UPST, get out because you're technically gonna be green. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Hopefully these weekly watch lists will continue to help you guys. And you guys go look at the other video if you didn't, and take those notes. I consistently followed all these on my own watch list. I traded a lot of these tickers. I ended up being green on HD, low, red on StarBucks. I'm in CRM right now. And then Trip, I took a loss. So AAL, I ended up being green on calls. And then Uber, I missed my own alerts. So yeah, follow up on these guys. Don't miss out on what we have to offer. Don't miss out on the next weekly watch list either. So with that in mind, guys, I appreciate it. Please let us know if there's anything that you would like requested for any type of video content. DM us, let us know at Conservative Collectors. We definitely will do whatever we can to help and educate every single one of you. So stay green, guys. Happy 4th of July. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the families. And don't open those charts until Monday because Monday market's going to be closed. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.